Got this blue Tianjin Dafa for 2,600 yuan a ton. My first build of 2025. I was hunting for something in decent shape, and after checking a few others, red ones, darker ones, this was the best I could find. Not perfect, but good enough. No choice left, really. The goal? Turn it into a classic yellow Dafa. Yellow Dafa vans, total nostalgia, iconic for a whole generation. I drove over 100 km to check out this blue one, looked freshly picked up. Flat roof, probably a 95, price tag still on it. Someone tried to sell it high. Tape on the door? Yeah, lock's busted. Tried opening it, no luck. Tried the door stuck. Got in from the other side. The interior? Total mess. Way worse than I pictured. Popped the hood, engine covered in thick dust. Hadn't run in years. The condition wasn't great, but for 3,500 yuan, I couldn't pass it up. Loaded it right away. I came ready to bring it home. Brought a flatbed to save on transport. Only cost 400 yuan. Super happy with the deal. The body's not too bad, no major damage. If I can get the engine running, this might be a lucky score. I was all smiles heading home. If I can turn it into a yellow Dafa this year, it'll be something special. From the outside, it looked all right, but inside, total chaos, junk everywhere. First job, clear it all out. The driver's door worked fine, but the others? Completely stuck. Locks were rusted shut from sitting too long. So job one, break them free and get those doors working again. I sprayed some rust penetrant on the hinges to loosen them up, then brought in my little helper, the bald eagle, to clean out the chaos inside. Meanwhile, I turned to the engine. The van's got about 90,000 kilometers, so I figured it still got life. But man, it was buried in years of dust. Spark plugs look decent outside, but inside, full of carbon. So I cleaned it all up, swapped in fresh plugs, and added a bit of oil to get things moving again. We pulled the oil line off and gave it a shot, cranked it up. At first nothing, then suddenly, boom, it fired. I had to yell, stop, stop, because I didn't expect it to actually run. But there it was, engine alive. Turns out, the old saying's true. It used to run just fine, and today, it proved it. The engine's not too old. This van probably ran about 90,000 km before something went wrong and it got parked for good. It's the price you pay for buying something cheap. But I'm planning to fully restore this Daihatsu anyway, so rebuilding the engine is just part of the job. Doesn't matter, I'm tearing it all down and bringing it back to life. Let's bring back the engine's original power and see what it can still do. Old cars are fascinating, full of surprises. During repairs, they keep you on edge, never knowing what challenge comes next. That's the thrill of restoring classics. Maybe this constant excitement is the joy of it all. All right, folks, let's pick up the pace and tear it down. Time for some high-energy music. Now comes the tricky part. Dealing with engine parts like piston rings, plugs, and the starter. I'm not sure what's wrong yet, so we've got to tear it open. Got to have all the parts ready, just in case. Fingers crossed there's no big issue. Would save us a lot of trouble. Wait, damn, this oil? That's the fresh oil we just added. And check out this head gasket. Looks like this engine's been rebuilt before. You'd think it hadn't been flooded, but there's all kinds of gunk inside. Cylinder head's been opened, pistons replaced, it's had work done, even though it's only got 90,000 kilometers. This car's got a history, that's for sure. Just look at the engine head. Details don't lie. Turns out the cylinder head's been worked on too. The car looks okay on the outside, but the engine totally surprised me. The pistons show signs of burning oil, tons of carbon buildup. But hey, like they say, no challenge too big. We'll push through and fix it. Let's get to work. Camshaft actually looks pretty decent. No major wear or damage. But when we checked the valves, man, they were absolutely covered in thick black carbon buildup. Makes you wonder what kind of fuel this thing's been running on. Some spots inside the cylinder head are really rough, especially near the intake. It's clear this engine's been through a lot. But hey, I've got a buddy who's a pro at engine rebuilds. I've got a buddy who works on engines. He's got a few Daihatsu parts lying around, like piston kits and rings. But we're still missing a bunch of other components, so I'll need to track those down. Still, no time to waste. We'll start tearing down the car's exterior while we wait. A lot of bolts are badly rusted and stuck, so we've got to take it slow and careful. All right, let's speed things up and keep going. After 2 full days of hard work, we finally got all the exterior and interior parts removed. Next up, it's time to strip the paint off the entire body. That's going to take a few more days of non-stop sanding and scraping. Just back and forth, again and again. It's slow, messy work, but it's all part of the process. After 2 full days of hard work, we finally got all the exterior and interior parts removed. Next up, it's time to strip the paint off the entire body. That's going to take a few more days of non-stop sanding and scraping. Just back and forth, again and again. It's slow, messy work, but it's all part of the process. That's a day's work done. Finally got it patched up and it's looking decent. After a few more days of hard effort, we've stripped the whole undercarriage. Now we've got to sand off all the rust. The sandblaster's ready but hasn't arrived yet, so we're doing it the old school way, scraping everything off by hand. Once that's done, we'll move on. We sprayed on some epoxy primer, followed by rust-proof paint. With the chassis cleaned up, it's time to focus on the engine. It was covered in grime, so we gave it a deep clean using an ultrasonic washer. While it's soaking, let's check out the new parts I bought. An overhaul kit, gasket set, bearings, and valves, all ready to go. Check out the valve seals and brand new piston rings. And here it is, the real gem, a set of shiny new pistons. Once installed, this engine's going to run like a dream. With all the parts ready, it's time to head over to Master Yang's for engine block assembly. It's been years, and he's lost some hair. But let's hope he hasn't lost his skills. Master Yang smoothed out the block surface and installed all 3 cylinder sleeves like a pro. After a quick cleanup, everything looked perfect. His skills definitely haven't faded. With all engine parts prepped and ready, it's finally time for the most exciting part, putting this whole engine back together. After more than 10 days of nonstop effort, we finally reached the big moment. This engine is fully assembled. Every worn out or damaged part has been repaired or replaced. Everything is cleaned, sorted, and ready. Now, it's time to fire it up and see if all this hard work pays off. Perfect. The engine is running great, and I'm really happy with how it turned out. But looking underneath, the chassis was completely rusted. So I made the call to tear it all down too. If we're restoring this car, we're doing it right, from top to bottom. Every part of the underbody is getting removed for a full rebuild. After a lot of effort, I finally got the engine mounted back in place. Next step, primer. Thanks to years of hands-on work, I've mastered my own version of the Dragon Strike, so with one solid move, I laid down a clean coat of epoxy primer. This car's rebirth is getting closer. Why all this power and speed? Everyone kept pushing for updates, so I had no choice but to crank things up. Now it's time for the big moment, painting the whole car. After a full day of effort and hours of drying, the paint job is finally done. Looks pretty good, right? This bright yellow really shines under the sunlight. Absolutely stunning. Lights are one of the most important parts of a car, especially with restorations. From experience, I know old lights ruin the vibe. New ones, though, they completely change the game. Now it looks sharp, clean, and full of life. The headliner and door panels, totally worn out. The leather's cracked, and that cheap particle board inside the door, yeah, that's falling apart too. The ceiling used to be white, now it's just dark and grimy. Can't believe how dirty it got over the years. All right, let's start with something simple. Fixing up those door panels first. After a full day of hard work, the door panels and headliner are finally done. They look clean and fresh, just like new. Now it's time to start putting everything back together. All the interior pieces, from the ceiling to the doors, are getting reinstalled and fitted perfectly into place. Guys, take a look. This is the result of over a month of hard work. We finally got most of the exterior and interior restored. Everything's looking great so far, but we're not done yet. Next, we'll move on to the finer details, making sure every little part is cleaned up, fixed, and brought back to life. The finishing touch, here it comes. We carefully place the bold red Tianjin Daihatsu decal, giving it that original look. And finally, the soul of the build, the taxi sign. Once we mount it up top, it's no longer just a car, it's a piece of history, fully reborn. What a journey it's been. And that's it, folks. This Tianjin Huachangfa from the 90s is finally fully restored. From now on, I'll be using it on set to haul gear and crew. But my journey with the master mechanic doesn't end here. There's more to come, so let's keep going. This is how the car looked when we first got it. Dirty, broken, and with a messy interior. Look at it now. What a transformation. The windows were covered in paint when I started. After over 2 months of work, this is where we're at. Some folks love long videos. This one's around 20 minutes. If you made it this far, drop an 8 in the comments. You must really love classic cars or enjoy my rebuilds. Thanks for all your support. My journey with old cars isn't over. We'll keep going. That's it for today. See you tomorrow.